The unexpected invitation. The Grand Council chamber floated in the darkness of space like a giant crystal sphere. Inside, hundreds of alien beings sat in their seats, arguing loudly. Their voices echoed through the massive hall. "This is madness," shouted Ambassador Zekthor, his blue scales glowing with anger. "We cannot just invite anyone into our council." "Calm down, Zekthor," replied Council Leader Mirana, her 4 eyes blinking slowly. "We have rules. We follow them for 10,000 years. Why stop now?" The Galaxy Council was the most powerful group in known space. Only the most peaceful species could join. Only the weakest races got invitations. This was the rule. This kept everyone safe. In the corner of the chamber, a young alien named Piptak held a dusty folder in his small hands. He was new to the council, just 3 months old in this job. He found this folder yesterday in the old archives, buried under thousands of other files. The folder had one word on it: Earth. "Excuse me," Piptak said quietly. Nobody heard him. "Excuse me," he shouted louder. The entire chamber went silent. Hundreds of eyes turned to look at the small creature. "Yes?" Council Leader Mirana asked. "What is it, junior member?" Piptak's hand shook. "I found an old application from a planet called Earth. They want to join the council." "Earth?" Zekthor laughed. "Never heard of it. Where is this planet?" "In the outer rim," Piptak said, reading from the folder. "Small blue planet, third rock from their sun. They call themselves humans." Mirana leaned forward. "Tell us about these humans. Are they peaceful?" Piptak nodded quickly. "Yes, very peaceful. Look at their records. No major wars for 50 years. Small military. They send friendly radio signals into space. They even sent music and art on their space probes." "Music?" said another council member, a floating jellyfish-like creature. "Art. They sound wonderful." "What about their technology?" asked Zekthor, still suspicious. Piptak checked the file again. "Basic, very basic. They just started leaving their own planet. Primitive rockets. Simple weapons. Nothing dangerous." The council members whispered to each other. They sounded excited. "A peaceful species with weak technology?" Mirana smiled. "Perfect. Exactly what we look for." But in the back row, an old alien sat quietly. His name was Elder Vaughn. He was the oldest living member of the council. He had seen empires rise and fall. He had watched countless species join and leave. Elder Vaughn did not like this. Something felt wrong. "Wait," he said, his ancient voice barely a whisper. "Should we not investigate more? 50 years of peace is unusual. Most young species fight for thousands of years before they stop." But nobody heard him. The council was already voting. All in favor of inviting humanity to the Galaxy Council? Mirana called out, hundreds of hands, tentacles, and claws raised into the air. All against? Only Elder Vaughn raised his hand. "Just one hand in a sea of hundreds. The vote is decided," Mirana declared. "We will send the invitation today. Humanity will join our great council." The chamber erupted in cheers and applause. Everyone was happy. Everyone except Elder Vaughn. He stood up slowly, his old bones cracking. He walked toward the exit, moving past the celebrating aliens. "Elder Vaughn," Piptak called out, "are you not happy? We are welcoming a new member." Elder Vaughn stopped. He turned his tired eyes to the young alien. "I hope," he said quietly, "that we do not regret this decision. I truly hope so." Then he left the chamber, leaving everyone confused behind him. Far away on a small blue planet called Earth, a communication officer sat at her desk. It was a normal, boring day. She drank her coffee and watched the screens. Suddenly, every screen in the room started beeping. "What the?" She jumped up, spilling her coffee. A message appeared on the main screen. It was written in every Earth language: English, Chinese, Spanish, Arabic, all of them. "Greetings, humanity. The Galaxy Council welcomes you. You are invited to join us. Please respond." The officer's hands shook as she reached for the emergency phone. "Sir," she said when her commander answered, "you need to see this, right now." Within minutes, every world leader received the message. The president, the prime ministers, the generals, everyone. In a secret military bunker, 5 old generals stood around a table reading the invitation message. One general started laughing, then another. Soon, all 5 were laughing so hard they had tears in their eyes. "They actually did it," one general said, wiping his eyes. They actually invited us. Did they not check our history? Another asked, still chuckling. Apparently not, the first general replied. They think we are peaceful and weak. The oldest general at the table stopped laughing. He looked at the message again, his face becoming serious. Gentlemen, he said slowly, they have no idea what is coming. He pressed a button on the table. Red light started flashing throughout the bunker. Activate protocol. First contact, he commanded. Across Earth, hidden military bases came to life. Giant warships in secret orbital stations powered up their engines. Soldiers who trained in shadows prepared their weapons. The galaxy thought it invited a weak species. It thought humans were peaceful and harmless. The galaxy was about to learn the truth. First Contact Day, ED. Council's welcome ship glided through space toward Earth's solar system. It was a beautiful vessel, decorated with symbols of peace from 100 different worlds. Inside, Ambassador Zekthor stood at the command deck, feeling proud. This is exciting, he said to his crew. A new member species. I love First Contact Days. His second officer, a small furry creature named Jix, nodded happily. The humans will be so amazed when they see our ship. They probably never saw technology like this before. According to our files, they barely left their own planet. Zekthor laughed. They will think we are gods. The crew laughed together. This was always the fun part. Meeting a primitive species, seeing their shocked faces, watching them realize they were not alone in the universe. Sir, we are approaching Earth's system now, the pilot announced. Good. Take us in slowly. We do not want to scare them, Zekthor ordered. The ship entered Earth's solar system, passing Mars, then approaching the small blue planet. Sir, the pilot's voice suddenly sounded worried. I am detecting something strange. What is it? Zekthor asked. Multiple objects in orbit around Earth. Very large objects. Hundreds of them, Zekthor frowned. Satellites probably. Primitive communication devices. Nothing to worry about. But as their ship got closer, the main screen showed what was really there. Zekthor's blood ran cold. By the stars, he whispered. Surrounding Earth like a metal ring were massive warships. Not primitive rockets, not simple satellites. These were combat vessels, huge, powerful, dangerous. Each ship was bigger than 3 council vessels combined. Their hulls were dark gray, covered in armor plating. Weapon ports lined every surface. Engine clusters glowed with barely contained power. How many ships are there? Zekthor asked, his voice shaking. The scanner officer checked his screens. 347 capital ships. 7,000 smaller combat vessels. And sir, those are just the ones we can see. Just the ones we can see? Jix squeaked. You mean there are more? Our sensors detect massive structures on their moon. Underground facilities on Mars, something big hiding behind their sun. Zekthor grabbed his chair to steady himself. This cannot be right. The file said they were peaceful. Primitive. Incoming transmission, the communications officer announced. They are hailing us. Put it on screen, Zekthor said, trying to sound calm. The screen flickered. A human face appeared. It was a woman, middle-aged, with short brown hair and calm eyes. She wore a simple blue uniform. Welcome to Earth System, the human said, smiling warmly. I am Ambassador Chen. We have been expecting you. Zekthor straightened his uniform. Greetings. I am Ambassador Zekthor of the Galaxy Council. We come in peace to welcome you to our great family of worlds. How wonderful, Ambassador Chen replied. We are honored. Would you like to dock with our station, or would you prefer we come to you? We will come to you, Zekthor said quickly. He did not want humans on his ship, not yet. Not until he understood what he was seeing. Perfect. Sending you coordinates now. Oh, and Ambassador, yes, please do not be alarmed by our defensive fleet. We are just careful people. The transmission ended. Careful people, Jix whispered. They have enough weapons to destroy 100 planets. Zekthor said nothing. His mind was racing. Something was very wrong here. The council ship docked with Earth's orbital station. When Zekthor and his crew stepped inside, they were surprised again. The station was beautiful, clean, modern. The technology was not primitive at all. In some ways, it looked more advanced than council stations. Part 2, First Contact Day. The Council's welcome ship glided through space toward Earth's solar system. It was a beautiful vessel, decorated with symbols of peace from 100 different worlds. Inside, Ambassador Zekthor stood at the command deck, feeling proud. "This is exciting," he said to his crew. "A new member species. I love first contact days." His second officer, a small furry creature named Jix, nodded happily. "The humans will be so amazed when they see our ship. They probably never saw technology like this before." "According to our files, they barely left their own planet," Zekthor laughed. "They will think we are gods." The crew laughed together. This was always the fun part, meeting a primitive species, seeing their shocked faces, watching them realize they were not alone in the universe. "Sir, we are approaching Earth's system now," the pilot announced. "Good. Take us in slowly." "We do not want to scare them," Zekthor ordered. The ship entered Earth's solar system, passing Mars, then approaching the small blue planet. "Sir?" The pilot's voice suddenly sounded worried. "I am detecting something strange." "What is it?" Zekthor asked. "Multiple objects in orbit around Earth, very large objects, hundreds of them." Zekthor frowned. "Satellites, probably. Primitive communication devices, nothing to worry about." But as their ship got closer, the main screen showed what was really there. Zekthor's blood ran cold. "By the stars," he whispered. Surrounding Earth like a metal ring were massive warships. Not primitive rockets, not simple satellites. These were combat vessels. Huge, powerful, dangerous. Each ship was bigger than 3 council vessels combined. Their hulls were dark gray, covered in armor plating. Weapon ports lined every surface. Engine clusters glowed with barely contained power. "How many ships are there?" Zekthor asked, his voice shaking. The scanner officer checked his screens. 347 capital ships, 7,000 smaller combat vessels. "And, sir, those are just the ones we can see." "Just the ones we can see?" Jix squeaked. "You mean there are more?" "Our sensors detect massive structures on their moon, underground facilities on Mars, something big hiding behind their sun." Zekthor grabbed his chair to steady himself. "This cannot be right. The files said they were peaceful, primitive." "Incoming transmission," the communications officer announced. "They are hailing us." "Put it on screen," Zekthor said, trying to sound calm. The screen flickered. A human face appeared. It was a woman, middle-aged, with short brown hair and calm eyes. She wore a simple blue uniform. "Welcome to Earth's system," the human said, smiling warmly. "I am Ambassador Chen. We have been expecting you." Zekthor straightened his uniform. "Greetings, I am Ambassador Zekthor of the Galaxy Council. We come in peace to welcome you to our great family of worlds." "How wonderful," Ambassador Chen replied. "We are honored. Would you like to dock with our station, or would you prefer we come to you?" "We will come to you," Zekthor said quickly. He did not want humans on his ship, not yet, not until he understood what he was seeing. "Perfect. Sending you coordinates now." "Oh, an ambassador. Yes? Please do not be alarmed by our defensive fleet. We are just careful people." The transmission ended. "Careful people," Jix whispered. "They have enough weapons to destroy 100 planets." Zekthor said nothing. His mind was racing. Something was very wrong here. The council ship docked with Earth's orbital station. When Zekthor and his crew stepped inside, they were surprised again. The station was beautiful, clean, modern. The technology was not primitive at all. In some ways, it looked more advanced than council stations. Ambassador Chen met them at the airlock, still smiling. 2 human guards stood behind her. They wore formal uniforms and looked professional. But Zekthor noticed something. Both guards had scars, old battle scars on their faces and hands. "Welcome to Orbital Station Unity," Chen said, shaking Zekthor's hand. Humans apparently greeted people by gripping hands. We prepared a tour for you. Would you like to see our world? Yes, please, Zekthor said, still trying to understand everything. As they walked through the station, Zekthor kept noticing strange things. The walls had blast doors every 50 meters. Emergency weapon lockers lined the corridors. Every window had armored shutters. Your station seems very secure, he said carefully. Oh yes, Chen nodded. Safety first. We learned that lesson well. Learned from what? Chen's smile did not change. History, Ambassador. History teaches everything. They entered an observation deck. Through the massive windows, Earth floated below them, beautiful and blue. May I ask about your ships? Zekthor said. Your file said you had a small military. We do, Chen replied. That is our small military. That is small? Compared to what we used to have? Yes. We reduced our forces by 70% after the peace. Zekthor's head was spinning. 70%? That meant they used to have 3 times more ships? The council was told you were peaceful, he said quietly. We are peaceful, Chen said firmly. We have not had a war in 50 years. We do not fight anymore. But the weapons? Insurance, Ambassador. Just insurance. Over the next few days, Zekthor and his crew toured Earth. They visited cities, met leaders, saw museums and schools. Everything looked peaceful. Humans were friendly. They had art, music, literature. They cared about their environment. They helped each other. But Zekthor kept seeing small things, strange things. Human sports were violent. They called it football, where large humans crashed into each other at full speed. They called it boxing, where 2 humans punched each other until one fell down. They called it entertainment. Human children played games called Capture the Flag and Laser Tag. These were war simulations. The children were practicing tactics and strategy. In every human city, there were memorials, monuments to wars, to battles, to soldiers who died. Thousands of memorials, millions of names carved in stone. On the last day of the tour, Zekthor met with Chen in her office. Ambassador Chen, he said carefully, I must ask you something directly. Of course. Your people, they seem peaceful, but everywhere I look, I see signs of war. Your sports, your games, your monuments, even your ships in orbit. I saw them up close yesterday. They have battle damage, old scars, repaired armor plating. Chen nodded slowly. You are very observant, Ambassador. So I must ask, are humans really peaceful? Or are you just pretending? Chen stood up and walked to her window. She looked at Earth below for a long moment. We are peaceful now, she said finally. But peaceful does not mean harmless, Ambassador. We chose peace. We worked for it. We earned it. But we did not forget how to fight. We will never forget that. Why? Zekthor asked. Why keep the weapons if you want peace? Chen turned to face him. Her eyes were hard now. No more gentle smile. Because peace, she said quietly, must be protected. And we will protect it, no matter what. That night, back on his ship, Zekthor could not sleep. He ordered his science officer to hack into Earth's public databases, just basic information. History files, nothing classified. What they found made everyone on the ship go silent. Jix read the report out loud, his voice shaking. In the last 5,000 years, humanity fought over 10,000 wars. They killed billions of their own people. They invented weapons that could destroy their entire planet. Multiple times. They built bombs that could turn cities into ash in seconds. Enough, Zekthor whispered. I have heard enough. He immediately sent an emergency message to the council. Priority 1, highest urgency. The message said, "We made a terrible mistake. Humanity is not what we thought. Request emergency council meeting immediately." But as he sent the message, his communication officer shouted, "Sir, incoming distress. Signal, it is from Council World Pack 7. What happened? Pirates. The Krell pirate fleet attacked them. They are asking for help." Zekthor checked his star charts. "Where is the nearest Council defense fleet?" 6 days away, sir." 6 days. The pirates will destroy everything by then. Is anyone closer? The scanner officer checked his screens. His face went pale. "Yes, sir. One fleet is close enough to reach Pack 7 in under an hour." "Who?" "The human fleet, sir. They are only 30 minutes away." Zekthor stared at the screen. The same human warships he saw orbiting Earth were now his only hope. He opened a channel to Ambassador Chen. "Ambassador," he said, "we need your help." The truth revealed. Ambassador Chen's face appeared on Zekthor's screen within seconds. She was no longer smiling. Her expression was cold and focused. "We received the distress signal," she said before Zekthor could speak. "Pack 7 is under attack. Krell pirates, 47 warships. They are destroying civilian areas. You already know," Zekthor stammered. "We monitor all council communication channels," Chen replied, "for situations exactly like this." "Ambassador, do you want our help or not?" Zekthor hesitated. Everything about this felt wrong, but innocent people were dying. "Yes," he said finally. "Please help them." Chen nodded once. "Our fleet will arrive in 28 minutes. Chen out." The screen went dark. Jix looked at Zekthor with wide eyes. "Did she say 28 minutes? Pack 7 is over 5 light years away. That is impossible." "Nothing about humans is what we thought," Zekthor whispered. Meanwhile, on the human flagship Indomitable, Admiral Marcus Kane stood on the command bridge. He was a tall man with gray hair and scars across his face. He had fought in the last human war 50 years ago. He remembered everything. "All ships, battle formation Delta 7, he commanded. "Weapons hot, shields to maximum. We go in fast and hard." "Sir," his weapons officer said, "the council protocols say we should try negotiation first. Warn the pirates before engaging." Kane's jaw tightened. "There are civilians dying down there. Every second we waste talking, more people die, but..." He paused. "Fine, we follow their rules. One warning, 60 seconds. Then we end this." "Yes, sir." The human fleet jumped to faster than light speed. Stars stretched into lines. Space folded around them. 28 minutes later they arrived at Pack 7. The planet was burning. The Krell pirates had surrounded it with their ships. They were firing down at cities, destroying buildings, killing thousands. The Krell were a dangerous species, large, aggressive, with thick armor and powerful weapons. They refused to join the council. Instead, they stole and destroyed for profit. Their leader, War Chief Grakoth, sat on his command throne, watching the destruction with satisfaction. "More," he roared. "Burn everything! Take all the valuable materials. Leave nothing behind." Suddenly, his sensor officer called out, "War Chief, new ships just arrived. 5 vessels." "Only 5? Grakoth laughed. "The council sends 5 ships to stop us? Pathetic. What species?" The sensor officer checked his screens. "Unknown, War Chief. I have never seen these ship designs before. They are marked with a symbol, a blue planet with white clouds, probably some new council members." "Weak and scared." Grakoth stood up. "Send them a message. Tell them to leave or die." But before the message could be sent, a transmission came from the human fleet. Admiral Kane's face appeared on every Krell ship screen. "Krell vessels," Kane said, his voice cold and hard. "This is Admiral Marcus Kane of the Human Defense Fleet. You are attacking a council world. You have 60 seconds to power down your weapons and surrender. This is your only warning." For a moment there was silence in Grakoth's ship. Then the war chief burst out laughing. His entire crew joined in. "Humans?" Grakoth roared. "What are humans? I never heard of you, and you dare threaten me? Me? With only 5 ships against my 47? He pointed at the screen. "Listen, little human. I am going to destroy your tiny ships. Then I'm going to find your home planet, and I'm going to burn it to ash. Do you understand?" Kane's expression did not change. "You had your chance. All human ships weapons free. Execute battle plan Theta. Leave no survivors." The transmission ended. Grakoth laughed again. Did that fool just say leave no survivors? He has 5 ships. 5, open fire! Kill them all! The Krell fleet turned toward the human ships and fired everything they had. Thousands of plasma bolts and missiles screamed through space. The human ships did not run. They did not dodge. Instead, they activated their shields. The Krell weapons hit the human shields and bounced off. Every single shot. The shields glowed bright blue but did not break. Grakoth stopped laughing. What? How strong are those shields? War Chief, his weapons officer said nervously. The humans are returning fire. On the Indomitable's bridge, Kane gave his orders calmly. Target priority Alpha. Mark all enemy command ships. Railguns fire. The human ships fired, but these were not normal weapons. These were mass accelerator cannons, railguns. They fired solid metal slugs at incredible speed. Faster than missiles. Faster than energy weapons. Almost impossible to dodge. The metal slugs hit 3 Krell command ships. The slugs went straight through their shields, straight through their armor, straight through their hulls. 3 Krell ships exploded in seconds. Impossible! Grakoth screamed. Nothing can pierce our armor that easily. War Chief! They are moving. The 5 human ships suddenly accelerated. They moved faster than any ship Grakoth had ever seen. They split up, each taking a different attack angle. The humans were not defending. They were attacking. All ships. Focus fire on one human vessel. Destroy it! Grakoth ordered. 20 Krell ships turned and fired at a single human destroyer. Thousands of weapons hit it at once. The human ship's shields held, then the human ship fired back. Its missiles were small but incredibly fast. They zigzagged through space, dodging Krell defensive fire. 12 missiles hit 6 different Krell ships. 6 more Krell vessels exploded. The battle lasted exactly 2 minutes and 43 seconds. The human ships moved like dancers. Perfect coordination. No wasted movement. Every shot hit its target. Every maneuver put them in the perfect position. The Krell ships tried to fight back. They tried to run. They tried everything. Nothing worked. Kane watched from his bridge, his face emotionless. Target the command ship. All weapons. Fire. Every human ship fired at once. Railguns, missiles, energy weapons, everything. Grakoth's flagship broke apart like a toy. The war chief did not even have time to scream. When the smoke cleared, all 47 Krell ships were destroyed. Debris floated in space where a pirate fleet once stood. The 5 human ships had minor shield damage. Nothing else. Admiral Kane opened a channel to Pack 7. This is Admiral Kane. The threat has been eliminated. We are scanning for survivors. On the planet below, millions of aliens stared at their screens in shock. They watched 5 human ships destroy an entire pirate fleet in less than 3 minutes. Back on Zekthor's ship, the entire crew sat in stunned silence. They watched the battle recording again and again. How? Jix whispered. How did they do that? Zekthor did not answer. He was too busy sending another urgent message to the Council. This time his message was simple. Council must meet immediately. Humanity is not what we thought. They are not weak. They are not primitive. They are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. On Earth, in the secret military bunker, the 5 generals watched the same battle recording. Clean work, one general said, nodding with approval. Kane followed protocols, another added. He gave them a warning first. Do you think the Council understands now? The youngest general asked. The oldest general, the same one from Part 1, stood up slowly. He looked tired but satisfied. Not yet, he said. But they will. Soon they will learn the truth about humanity. About what we really are. About where we really came from. Should we tell them? Someone asked. No. The old general shook his head. Let them figure it out themselves. It will be more interesting that way. 3 days later, the Galaxy Council called an emergency meeting. Every member species attended. The chamber was packed. Elder Vaughn stood at the center podium. He looked older than before, more tired. I warned you, he said quietly. I told you something was wrong. But nobody listened. Elder Vaughn, Mirana said. Please tell us, what do you know about humans? The old alien closed his eyes. When he opened them again, they were filled with ancient memories. 10,000 years ago, he began. There was a species in this galaxy. They were great warriors, the best fighters we ever saw. They protected everyone. They defended the weak. They stopped wars. They fought monsters and evil empires. They were called the Guardians. The chamber was silent, but one day they disappeared. All of them vanished without a trace. We searched for centuries. We found nothing. We thought they were extinct. We thought we were safe. Elder Vaughn looked directly at the camera that was streaming this meeting across the galaxy. But they were not extinct. They were hiding. They went to a small blue planet on the outer rim. They started over. They forgot who they were. They evolved. They changed. But deep inside, they were still the same. "You cannot mean," Mirana whispered. "Yes," Elder Vaughn said. "Humans are the descendants of the Guardians. The warrior race has returned." The chamber erupted in chaos. Everyone was shouting. Some aliens looked terrified. Others looked confused. Elder Vaughn raised his hand for silence. "I said they were extinct. I was wrong. I said inviting them was a mistake." "I was wrong about that too. What do you mean?" Zekthor asked. Elder Vaughn's face showed something strange, something the council had not seen in years. He was smiling. "Because," the old alien said, "the galaxy needs the Guardians again. Dark times are coming. An old enemy is returning, and we are going to need humanity's help to survive." "What old enemy?" someone shouted. Before Elder Vaughn could answer, every screen in the chamber turned red. Emergency alarms blared throughout the station. The communications officer's voice crackled over the speakers, filled with panic. "Alert! Alert! Long-range sensors detected a massive fleet at the edge of galaxy. Thousands of ships. Unknown configuration. They are heading toward Council space. How long until they arrive?" Mirana demanded. 14 days, Council Leader." The chamber went silent. Everyone looked at each other in fear. Elder Vaughn nodded slowly. "They are here. The Dark Empire. They were gone for 10,000 years, but now they have returned." He turned to look at the screen showing Earth, that small blue planet far away. "And the only species that ever defeated them," he said quietly, "was the Guardians. Now we have to hope their descendants remember how to fight." Humanity's true purpose. The Galaxy Council chamber felt colder than before. Every alien representative stared at the red emergency screens. Numbers kept updating. Enemy fleet size, 3,047 ships. Distance decreasing. Time until arrival, 13 days, 18 hours. "This cannot be happening," Mirana whispered. "The Dark Empire was destroyed. We all learned this in history. They are gone." "Clearly not," Zekthor said bitterly. "Elder Vaughn, tell us everything, right now." The old alien moved slowly to the center of the chamber. He activated a hologram projector. Ancient images appeared in the air. Ships, battles, destruction. 10,000 years ago, Elder Vaughn began, the Dark Empire controlled half the galaxy. They conquered everything they touched. They did not negotiate. They did not accept surrender. They simply destroyed all life and took all resources. The hologram showed planets burning, cities crumbling, millions dying. Every species tried to fight them. All failed. The Dark Empire was too strong, too advanced, too cruel. The galaxy was losing hope. Then what happened? Someone asked. Then the Guardians appeared. The hologram changed. New ships appeared. They looked different from any council vessel. They were built for war, built for one purpose only. Nobody knows where the Guardians came from. They simply arrived one day and said they would help. They taught us how to fight, how to build better weapons, how to work together. Elder Vaughn's voice grew stronger. The war lasted 300 years. Billions died. Entire star systems were destroyed. But finally, the Guardians led a great battle. They pushed the Dark Empire back. They chased them beyond the edge of the galaxy. They won, so the Dark Empire was defeated. Mirana asked hopefully, not defeated, banished, pushed away. But the Guardians knew they would return someday. They told us, build your strength, be ready. They will come back. But then the Guardians themselves disappeared. We searched everywhere. We found nothing. Elder Vaughn turned off the hologram. Until 3 days ago, until I saw the human warships fight. Their tactics, their weapons, their way of battle. It was exactly like the Guardians. You think humans are their descendants? Zekthor said, I do not think. I know, the evidence is clear. Humans even look like the Guardians. 2 arms, 2 legs, same height, same body structure. They are the same species, just evolved over 10,000 years. Jix raised his small paw. But Elder Vaughn, If humans are the guardians, why did they leave? Why did they hide on Earth? The old alien shook his head sadly. That, young one, is the great mystery. Something happened after the war. Something made them leave. But now they are back. And we need them. Mirana stood up, her 4 eyes blazing with determination. Send a message to Earth immediately. Tell them everything. Ask for their help. Already done, the communications officer said. Ambassador Chen is responding now. Putting her on screen, Chen's face appeared. But this time she was not alone. Behind her stood 5 humans in military uniforms. One of them was the old general from Part 1, Council Leader Mirana. Chen said formally, "We received your message. We know about the Dark Empire. You know." Mirana blinked in surprise. "We have known for weeks," Chen replied. "Our deep space sensors detected them before yours did. We have been preparing. Then you will help us?" Zekthor asked desperately. Chen looked at the old general behind her. He nodded. "Yes," Chen said. "We will help. But first, you deserve the truth. General Harrison, please step forward." The old general moved to stand beside Chen. He was at least 70 years old, with white hair and a face marked by time and war. "Council members," General Harrison said in a deep, tired voice, "my name is Thomas Harrison. I am the Supreme Commander of all human military forces, and I am also the keeper of our most important secret." He pressed a button. A new hologram appeared on the council screens. It showed ancient text written in a language nobody recognized. 53 years ago, Harrison continued, we found something buried deep under the ice in Antarctica. A vault. Inside were data crystals containing information in an alien language. It took us 12 years to translate them. What did they say? Elder Vorn asked, leaning forward. They told us who we really are, Harrison said quietly. You are correct, Elder Vorn. Humans are the descendants of the Guardians. But we did not forget our past by accident. We chose to forget. The chamber erupted in confused voices. Silence, Mirana commanded. General, explain yourself. Harrison's face looked pained. After the Great War ended, the Guardians were tired. 300 years of fighting. Billions of their people dead. They had saved the galaxy, but they had lost so much. They were broken inside. He paused, gathering his emotions. So they made a choice. They decided to leave, to start over, to find a peaceful planet far away and begin again. They wanted to forget the war, forget the killing, forget everything. They wanted peace. Elder Vorn whispered in understanding. Yes, Harrison nodded. They found Earth, a beautiful planet with no intelligent life. They destroyed their warships. They erased their military databases. They used genetic modification to slowly forget their warrior instincts. Over generations, they became peaceful. They became farmers, artists, builders. They became human. But it did not work completely, Zekthor said. No, Harrison agreed. You cannot erase 10,000 years of warrior culture so easily. It came back in our sports, our competition, our constant fighting. For thousands of years, we fought each other instead of external enemies. We turned our warrior instincts inward. We had war after war after war, Jix squeaked. That is why you fought so much. The warrior nature was still inside you. Exactly. But 50 years ago, we found the vault. We learned the truth. We realized what we were meant to be, and we made a decision. What decision? Mirana asked. To reclaim our purpose, Harrison said firmly. To stop fighting ourselves and prepare for the real enemy. Because the vault contained one final message, a warning from our ancestors. It said, the Dark Empire will return in 10,000 years. Be ready, protect the galaxy. Do not fail. The council chamber was completely silent. For 50 years, Harrison continued, we have been preparing. We rebuilt our military technology using ancient Guardian designs. We trained our soldiers. We unified our planet. We stopped all wars, not because we became peaceful, but because we had a mission, a purpose. We are the Guardians reborn. Chen stepped forward again. The council thought humanity wanted to join for friendship. That was part of it. But mainly we wanted to join because we needed to protect you. That is what Guardians do. Elder Vorn was crying now. Tears ran down his old face. You came back. After all these years, you came back. We never left, Harrison said gently. We just forgot for a while, but now we remember. Mirana wiped her own eyes. General Harrison, Ambassador Chen, on behalf of the entire Galaxy Council, I thank you. What do you need from us? Harrison's face became all business. military, focused. Everything. We need your industrial capacity, your resources, your soldiers. This will not be an easy fight. The Dark Empire is stronger than before. We have 13 days to prepare. We need to start now. You have it, Mirana said immediately. All of it. Whatever you need. Good. Harrison pulled up a star chart. We will make our stand here. The Orion Junction. It is a bottleneck. They must come through there to reach Council space. We will fortify it. 40 human warships plus whatever forces you can send. 40 ships. Zekthor said nervously. The enemy has almost 4,000. Harrison smiled grimly. Numbers do not matter as much as you think. We are guardians. This is what we were born to do. Over the next 13 days, the galaxy transformed. Human engineers arrived at Council worlds, building new weapons and shields. Human military instructors trained alien soldiers in combat tactics. Human scientists shared Guardian technology with Council researchers. Zekthor watched it all in amazement. The humans worked without rest, without complaint. They moved with purpose and determination. On the 12th day, he found Elder Vaughn standing in an observation deck, looking at the human fleet gathering near the Orion Junction. Elder Vaughn, Zekthor said quietly, "Are you scared?" "Terrified," the old alien admitted. "I remember the last war. It was horrible. Then why are you smiling?" Elder Vaughn pointed at the human ships. "Because this time we have them. Last time the Guardians were tired and broken. This time they are fresh and ready. And they have something they did not have before." "What is that?" "Motivation. They are not fighting because they have to. They are fighting because they want to. Because protecting others is in their blood. In their DNA. In their very souls. You really think we can win?" Elder Vaughn turned to look at Zekthor with bright eyes. "Young one, I have lived for 800 years. I have seen empires rise and fall. I have seen miracles and disasters. And I will tell you this. Never bet against humanity. Never. They are stubborn, creative, and absolutely refuse to give up. If anyone can save us, it is them." On the 13th day, the alarm sounded. The Dark Empire had arrived. Admiral Kane stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, watching his screens. Around him floated 40 human warships and 200 Council vessels. Behind them stood every defense platform, weapon satellite, and shield generator the galaxy could build in 13 days. It was not enough. Everyone knew it was not enough. The enemy fleet appeared on sensors. 3,847 ships, each one massive, each one deadly. Kane's communication officer said nervously, "Sir, the enemy is hailing us." "Put it on screen." A face appeared. It was not human, not even close. It looked like a nightmare-given form. Black armor, red eyes, a voice like grinding metal. "Pitiful creatures," the Dark Empire commander said. "You dare stand against us? We destroyed your ancestors 10,000 years ago. We will destroy you now. Surrender and we will kill you quickly." Kane stared at the screen without expression. Then he smiled. Not a friendly smile. A warrior's smile. "You did not destroy our ancestors," Kane said coldly. "They destroyed you. They chased you away like scared children, and now we are going to finish what they started." He leaned forward. "This is Admiral Marcus Kane of the Human Guardian Fleet, and I have a message for you. Welcome to your extinction." The Dark Empire commander's eyes widened in shock. "Guardians? Impossible. You are all dead." "We got better," Kane said. "All ships weapons free. Show them what happens when you threaten our galaxy." The galaxy's new guardians, the space around Orion Junction, exploded with light and fire. The Dark Empire fleet came forward like a black wave of death. 3,847 warships, each one massive and terrible. Their weapons glowed red. Their engines burned like dying stars. Against them stood 240 ships. 40 human warships leading 200 Council vessels. It looked hopeless. It looked impossible. But Admiral Kane was not afraid. "All ships formation Guardian Wall," he commanded. "Human vessels take point position. Council forces support formation behind us. Shield generators to maximum." On the Indomitable's bridge, his crew worked with calm efficiency. "No panic, no fear. Just focus, sir," his weapons officer said. "Enemy fleet is in firing range." "Hold," Kane ordered. Let them come closer. Let them think they are winning. The Dark Empire ships moved forward, their commander laughing on the open channel. Look at them. The commander roared. They do not even run. They stand and wait to die. Fire everything! Destroy them all! Thousands of weapons fired at once. The space between the two fleets filled with missiles, plasma bolts and energy beams. A wall of death racing toward the human and council ships. Sir, someone shouted. Impact in 5 seconds. All power to forward shields, Kane said calmly. Brace for impact. The enemy weapons hit. The human shields flared bright blue, so bright it hurt to look at them. The ships shook. Alarms blared, but the shields held. Every single one held. Behind the human ships, the council vessels were protected. Not a single shot got through. Impossible, the Dark Empire commander screamed. Nothing can withstand that much firepower. Kane smiled. Our turn. All ships return fire. Target their command vessels. Guardian Protocol 7. The human fleet fired back, but this time they used something new. Something the Council had never seen before. Something the ancient Guardians created 10,000 years ago and humans perfected over the last 50 years. Quantum torpedoes. The torpedoes were small but incredibly fast. They did not travel through normal space. They phased in and out of reality, making them almost impossible to stop. Each torpedo carried enough power to destroy a moon. 40 human ships fired 200 torpedoes. The torpedoes flickered through space like ghosts. The Dark Empire tried to shoot them down. Their defensive weapons fired desperately. But the torpedoes were too fast, too unpredictable. They hit. 200 Dark Empire ships exploded in brilliant flashes of light. Gone in seconds. Including 5 command carriers, the Dark Empire fleet stopped advancing. Confusion spread through their ranks. Impossible! Their commander shouted again. Those are Guardian weapons. How do you have Guardian weapons? Because we are the Guardians, Kane replied. And you made a mistake coming back to our galaxy. He turned to his fleet. All human ships, attack formation Delta. Council forces provide covering fire. We go in. The 40 human warships suddenly accelerated. They moved faster than any ships the Dark Empire ever saw. They split into 4 groups of 10, each group attacking from a different angle. The Council ships followed behind, their weapons blazing, providing support. What happened next would be remembered for thousands of years. On the human destroyer Valiant, Captain Sarah Rodriguez commanded her crew with precision. Target that battleship. The big one on the left. All weapons. Her ship danced through enemy fire, dodging and weaving like a fighter instead of a warship. Railguns fired. Missiles launched. Energy weapons blazed. The Dark Empire battleship, 10 times larger than the Valiant, tried to turn and fight back. But it was too slow, too clumsy. The Valiant's weapons tore through its armor like paper. The battleship broke apart, engines exploding in a chain reaction. One down, Rodriguez said. Next target. On the human cruiser Relentless, Commander James Park watched his tactical display. 20 enemy ships were surrounding his vessel, trying to trap it. They think they have us, he said to his crew. Show them they are wrong. He activated a special system, something the Council never saw before. A weapon the ancient Guardians invented but never perfected. Humans perfected it. Deploying swarm drones, Park commanded. Hundreds of small objects ejected from the Relentless. They looked like tiny ships, each one no bigger than a car. But there were 500 of them. The swarm drones spread out, each one controlled by advanced AI. They moved like a school of fish, perfectly coordinated. They attacked the 20 enemy ships from every angle. The Dark Empire tried to shoot them down. But for every drone destroyed, 5 more took its place. The drones were too small, too fast, too many. Within minutes, all 20 enemy ships were disabled or destroyed. The Relentless moved on to its next target.